Hey, I killed my first animal yesterday.
Ever?
I'm sure that's a lie because you probably killed millions and millions of bugs with your car.
Okay, that's not what I was going for. But yeah, so in my backyard, I don't know how my dogs caught a squirrel. We suspect the squirrel was already injured or something. And so yeah, the dog like picks up a squirrel and starts shaking it with his head all crazy. And now the squirrel's like totally effed up and in a state of shock. So we leave him in our backyard, and I'm hoping that he just kind of comes to and I don't know, scampers away or whatever.
Oh, that was crazy. Time to go back to my nut collection.
Exactly. Like, oh, all right, now that I've had a breath or two, I'm gonna, do my scampering climbing thing. And that's not what happened. What happened was 4 hours later, the squirrel was on the ground. I thought it might have been dead because there were like flies all over it, like it was poo or something. But when I went near it, it got up and moved about 4 inches, and that was as far as it could go. And that was like it. So like I said, there's flies all over it, kind of eating it alive, poking at its eyeballs and stuff. And the thing is too injured. He's not going to recover. He's going to die a very slow death. So I'm thinking this is a good opportunity to shoot something. What's that?
That sounds horrible. That's not what you should be thinking. You should be thinking like, I'm going to put this thing out of its misery. But you're like,
no, it's like, which 9mm or 45 on this one? Finally.
Yeah. So now I was thinking I need to put this thing down before it suffers any longer. And
there you go.
So that's what I did. I stood back about 12 feet or so, and I aimed for pretty much in its ear, and I shot it. And it was a 9mm, and I didn't get the hole I expected. First of all, as soon as I shot it, the squirrel moved like 6 inches, so I knew it was a hit. And there really wasn't any blood or anything. I expected it to vaporize, but it didn't. And I had to look up closer, and there was a small hole right where I was aiming, thankfully. And at first, I thought it was his actual ear hole. And then upon closer inspection, I realized that was the bullet hole. And then the exit wound was, of course, a whole lot larger. So, yeah, he kind of moved for another 20 seconds or so, and then he was done. So that was the end of that.
I had a friend of mine who came upon a mouse trap, one of those sticky mouse traps, and is a girl, and she picked up the mouse trap, and the mouse was stuck in it. She's like, I'm gonna let this mouse go, let it free and all that. So she pulled on it to pull it off and ripped off one of its legs.
Yep.
And so, of course, sitting there now screaming with a mouse where she's now ripped off one of the legs. And, of course, everybody else who's seeing this is now just mercilessly, making fun of her for it and everything. And it was a good times all around.
Yeah, it's pretty horrible. I don't like the glue traps. And what I've done every time I've caught a mouse in a glue trap is literally shot it with a gun. Because,
I've heard the way you're supposed to, the most humane way to do it, and I've never done this, and I suggested this once to one of my friends who had a glue trap, and they were so disgusted with it that they hung up on me. But you put the trap and the animal in a plastic bag, and you turn on your car, and you put it over the tailpipe, and you basically gas it. And it's supposed
you
to
do that, or you just whack it with a big shoe. Either way,
Whatever.
either one works.
Throw the shit in the trash and let the dump truck fucking come and crush it.
oh god.
Oh, that can't be the most humane way.